So we're in the first week of January 2025 as I'm making this video, and everyone around the world is completely buzzing with energy. They're all excited about the New Year's resolutions that they've set, new year, new me, all that jazz. And you've probably set some quite cool goals for yourself that you want to achieve this year. But be honest with yourself, because we've all been there. Is this how you felt at the start of last year and maybe the start of the year before that? Did you set out in January with all this energy, motivation, thinking, yeah, this is going to be the year when I make some real change in some aspect of my life, whether you want to get fitter in the gym or you want to get a girlfriend or get a promotion at work. And then the year went by and those things didn't really materialize. So I was thinking, how do we make sure that this year is going to be the year where you actually see some real change in your life? Because I felt frustrated by some of the goals that I failed to achieve in the past year, and I'm really knuckling down to hit them this year. So I came up with 3 tips that can help you. The first is you want to set specific and time-sensitive goals. Now, you've probably already done this to an extent when you set out your New Year's resolutions, and if you haven't set any goals for this year, then go set some goals, right? But I want you to take a look on a piece of paper, ideally, at the goals you've set for this year and really ask yourself, are they specific? Are they quantifiable? Is this something that I can track my progress on week in, week out and see how far I am of it? Because if you said something like, I want to get stronger in the gym, or I want to be fitter, that's not specific enough for your brain to cling on to and get you thinking about the actions you need to take towards that goal. Whereas if you say something like, I want to get to 12% body fat, or I want to reach 200 pounds in size, then that's specific, and that, like psychological reasons, just works better for keeping you engaged and locked in on your goal. So have a look at your goals, and can you make them any more specific? Can you make them measurable? The second thing you want to do with these goals is you want to set some time constraints. So you want this to be ambitious enough that it gets you up and going, and you think, well, I don't really have much time to waste. This is quite a short amount of time. But you don't want to make it so unrealistic that you place insane pressure on yourself. So let's take the gym example. You don't want to say, I want to put on 20 pounds of muscle in the next 4 weeks. It's just not going to happen, especially if you've been lifting for a while. But if you say, okay, 3-4 months, then maybe that's more achievable. Same goes with your dating life. You don't just go out and say, I want to have a girlfriend next week or in a month. You say, well, okay, by the end of this year or by mid-year, then I want to, be looking towards heading into a relationship with someone or see the prospect of a relationship developing. The second thing that you want to do is you want to select only a couple of goals to focus on at any one time. You need focus because you only have so much time and energy and discipline to pursue them. And by scattering your energy in 10 different places, you're just not going to get anywhere with any of them. And you'll end up feeling frustrated and, watching this video at the start of next year. So you really need to think, okay, what are the pressing issues in my life? What is the one thing, or maybe the 2 things that I want to really knuckle down on for the next year or for the next 6 months? You can break this up into spells. Is it your fitness? Is it your dating life? Is it you trying to become more masculine? And that means learning some skills that, your father should have taught you. If, like me, you're raised by a single mother, is it just a case of learning how to fix a car or do some DIY around the house? Or is it business or getting into a career that's competitive? And dedicate your energy to those 1 or 2 goals for the next season of the year. And what I mean by season is you can choose how to split the 12 months that we have now. You can either do it biannually, so you spend the first 6 months really focusing on, let's say, your fitness, and then the latter 6 months focusing on earning more money in your business. Or you can break it up into spells of 3 months each season of the year, literally. I don't recommend going shorter than 3 months because the things that you're trying to achieve, probably they will not be quick fixes. Learning new masculine skills, so to speak, won't happen in a week. Going and finding someone to be in a relationship with won't take a week. So leave yourself enough time to actually make progress on these goals. The third thing that I suggest you do is you actually back up the goals by systems. You don't use the goals as the roadmap. So you having this big goal of, oh, I want to find a life partner, or I want to grow a business to X amount per month. It's just too big for you to figure out the steps that you need to take. And your mind might actually get demotivated saying, oh, that's so ambitious, we're not gonna get there. So what you need in those times is a system that you can fall back on, which you can literally follow like a zombie. You can be completely brain dead and just execute on the systems you've set for yourself, and you will make progress inevitably. So for example, one of my goals is growing this YouTube channel. Maybe I want 5,000 subscribers or 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. But what I'm committing myself to is making a couple of videos a week. And I know that inevitably, if I stick to that, even when I don't feel like it, I will get better at recording, speaking on camera. There'll be more content out there, higher chance of people finding out about the channel. I might land on a topic that really resonates with people that I didn't expect. And I simply got there by being consistent with the uploads, right? So that's how I want you framing your goals. Instead of thinking, oh, I want to find a girlfriend this year, think about setting up one date a week or a date every couple of weeks. Or if you don't have dates lined up, just think about, okay, I want to speak to one girl every 2 days or every single day even, and see where that takes you. You need the habits and the consistency, because you're not going to be excited about your goals all of the time. So I talk about discipline and motivation a lot. I have some older videos on that you can go and watch, and that's all great. But ultimately, you need habits that are ingrained for you to actually keep going with this long enough to achieve some meaningful change in your life. And the fourth, and as a bonus tip, is, like I mentioned before, you need to build discipline. You need to get used to doing hard things. It's a lot like a muscle in the gym, right? The muscle of discipline. By doing hard things, your capacity for doing dull, difficult work will just ever so slightly increase each time you put yourself through something tough that you don't really want to do. So for me, what I do every day, non-negotiably, is I take a cold shower. And I've been doing that. Okay, I had a spell where I missed some cold showers, but pretty consistently for about 1.5 years now. And it sucks every day, like 1.5 years in. It's still terrible turning on the cold water. It's not nice. And I tend to do that early in the day, so that at least when I'm sitting down to work, and maybe my work is quite grunt and I don't really want to do it, at least I'm warm, and it feels relatively easier than being in a cold shower and freezing. So find something that makes you uncomfortable, whether it's a cold shower or waking up early or doing a daily run, so something that really puts you out of your comfort zone, just to build that resilience, that discipline muscle. And it's going to make this whole process so much easier. So these are the tips I've got for you today. If you have any other tips, bro, that you've been using to keep yourself on track, and you've got a roadmap for how you're going to achieve your goals this year, then let me know about that in the comments below. And as always, you can join our free Discord community using the link in the description. I'll see you in the next video.